Hello everybody and welcome. So in this tutorial I'm going to do some eyes that are looking at you like this. I actually made one before. It's more or less in the shader, so in a shader graph when you do it. But this is going to be in a script, so we're going to rotate game objects when we do this one. And you see here they are kind of looking at you, and when you go behind they are not looking, only when you are in the front but not the behind. So we're going to control that with a dot product, and yeah, I find it really cute. So I really hope you like it too. And yeah, this is what we're going to do. So you might ask if it's expensive and so forth. And if we look here on the scene and see what's going on, so you can see that there is quite a lot. We have these debug things going on, the lines. So you can see that not everybody is working at the same time. That's because we are enabling and disable the script depending on if we enter their trigger sphere. And that's a really easy way to kind of just make sure that we don't use more CPU power than you need to. So if we kind of think about, let's do this one here. And if we look at the script here, and you look here, now it's enabled. When we're going away, now you see it's, so if we do like this, so we see what's happening. So here you see there is a trigger sphere, and this is disabled. But when you go back into it, now you see it's active, so now it's active again. So that's how I control it. So it's kind of efficient way to not do too much calculation at all time. So this is what we're going to do. So let's get started. We are going to start in an empty scene. And I have that one here. The first thing we're going to do is to make the eye, and I'm going to hide the player for now, and we're going to make the eye. So we have, I'm just going to use a spear, and this is going to be an eye. And I'm going to copy this one and do the black part. And we're going to have two materials. So I'm going to do material, eye, white, and small h on that one. And then we're going to have a black one. So we do the black-ish, and we do the white. Yeah, the white is white. I don't want the maximum white because it's never exactly white, so that's why I do like that. So the white is going to be white and the black's going to be black. Bam. So we're going to center them to the world center and look what's going on. So here's the black eye. This is the black eye, and we're going to move it forward and scale it down a little bit and move it back in. And try just to... We're not going to make the most perfect eye here. It's more about the script part. So yeah, I think this is going to be fine. So this is the eye that we're going to have. And I'm going to place the black part on the eye. And then we're just going to drag the eye here. So now we can remove this one, and we have a prefab. Perfect. So this is the eye we're going to have. Cool. Okay. And I'm also going to use a gizmo. This gizmo here is just helping us to move around and figure out what's back and forward and so on. So I can explain the dot product in a really good way and so forth. So we're going to do eye controller. And I'm going to have a big C over here. Yeah. And we're going to open it up. And here we have it. So what we need, we kind of need some, you can think about this in different ways. You could do this script for each eye. But I'm going to just have one sphere collider. So a script can hold more than one eye. It feels more efficient as well to don't have too many scripts and too many on trigger to do this. So what we need is we need a transform, and we're going to have this the eye holder. We're also going to have target. So target is where we want the eyes to look, and it could be the head bone on the character or whatever you want it to be. And then because we are going to not have one script for each eye, but we're going to have a script that controls a lot of eyes, we're going to have a public list where we're going to have a public list, and we're going to have it like eyes. And this is giving us error, and that's because we need to use this using system.collection.generic. Now it works. So this is really cool. So here we can choose how many eyes we want to store. And what we're also going to have, we're going to have a private list where we have quaternions. And we're going to store the default eye rotation, because we want to, when we are not looking at the target, we want to go back to the default rotation. So we need to store it for that. So that's why. And yeah, we also need to have look dir. So the look direction is what we define as forward. Typically the nose and forward on a character, right? So that's what we're going to have here. So now we can do like this. And first off, we're just going to do debug.draw line. We're going to have the eye holder position. That's the start of the draw line. And then we're going to have eye holder's position plus looking direction. And we're going to make that, we're going to do it red. And you see, this part is a little bit darker than this text, and it annoys me. And that's because this one is not public. So if I do that function public, now the text is more bright. So I'm going to do it like that. And I also realize I don't need this look there. We're going to create it here. So what we can do instead, we just take the eye holder dot forward and times it with 5. So now we have that. And so this is going to be the objects looking forward. And we're also going to have the target direction. And we're going to make that with a debug.draw line. And that's going to be eye holder position, and then it's going to be the target position. And that's going to be green. And we also want this one to be, this is going to be fine. So we save it and go back to Unity and try it out. So we're going to work on this gizmo here, and this is going to be our game object. So here, because I've made a gizmo, and if I zoom out and we do, here you see the gizmo, so you see the green arrow going up. And if we go in here, we don't really see it so well, but here's the green and the blue and the red. So this gizmo is really good for debugging, so that's why I have it. And I'm going to just reset it in the center. And also on the ground, I see where it's forward or not. So that's good. And we're going to drag the eye controller on this one. And if we go back to the script, I see I need to do this public. So we can, in the Unity, populate the parameters. So now we can have, actually we just, here we do, as for now, we just make a target, and we're gonna have it in the scene here. So this is the target, and the gizmo needs the target over here. then the eye holder. So actually, to just be a little bit efficient, the eye holder is also going to be the gizmo. So in the script we can do in the start, so the eye holder is equal to transform. So now we have it populating in the start function. So now if we play, waiting it to compile, play, we can have the scene down here, that's fine. So let's see what's happening. And we do this in the corner here, we have the gizmo thing. So now we see the forward, yeah, it's red, but I want it to be blue because usually the blue forward arrow is blue and that kind of confuses a little bit. So let's do it blue. I'm still going to keep, well, actually the target can be, let's do white. And that's where the target is. So we are a little bit more consistent with the colors. So back in Unity, we're going to check. So what we got is, if we do play, now you see the target has a white arrow and the blue one is blue. Perfect. So we have it here. I like it. And we're going to use these two directions. And if we do check from above, like this, so we know that the gizmo's forward direction is here. And we have the target direction like the white one. So if we are here, the dot value is going to give us 1. And here it's like 0.5-ish, I think. And here it is 0. And then when you go back, this is like negative area. And we're going to clamp it. So we're only going to use from 0 to 1. And that's good because then we can do a nice transition between the eyes when they are looking at the target. And when it's behind the eyes, we stop looking and go back into the default forward direction. So let's make this dot value. And if we go back to the code, and we do the dot value, and I'm going to make it public so we can debug the value. Public dot val is here. And of course, we need to make it float. The way we do the dot value is we do dot val, and then we do vector free dot dot. And we need 2 vectors. So we do the gizmo, that is the eye holder, and do the forward direction, and then it's normalized. And then we can do this, actually we can do this vector free, and we do target direction is equal to this part. So we do target dir. And so we take the target position and negate the eye holder position. So let's say if we have the gizmo here and we have the target over here. So when we do target subtract the eye holder, will give us this situation. And then if we normalize this direction, because now we have a vector going from here to here, and if we normalize that one, it will like point like this. So now we have a normalized vector. So here we just do the normalization, and not them. We're gonna have these ones, of course, normalize. So this is perfect. And now we have 2 normalized vectors and do the dot product. So let's check it out and see what we get out of it. And back here, so we have the gizmo, and I'm going to make it locked so we all always see it. So we have dot here, and when we press play, we have 0.7. So now if we take the target back here, we have negative, and here it's like almost 0. So we're only going to use this span here. So this is perfect. So in the next tutorial, we're going to continue and work with this really good value and make sure that we are turning the eyes correctly. So thank you so much for watching and see you in the next tutorial.